All right. Hey, how you doing? This is Eric from AHA Americans Helping Americans and AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. We're going to talk about Subto buyouts. Why is it important? Why the acronyms NODS and NOTs are so important, why they're going to be important to you for the next 5 to 7 years. Okay? So, breaking out the crystal ball for you. I'm Eric of AHA Americans Helping Americans and AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. I'll be your host for today. Today is Friday Highlights. We're going to be talking about all the stuff and everything under creative real estate investing. That is Friday Highlights, the pulse of what's going on in real estate throughout the United States of America, why you should be interested in the art of the deal, why you should be interested in creative real estate investing, why you probably want to, I tell you this, everybody, I'll just be honest with you, everybody and their mother wants to get into real estate, okay? Some sort, whether it's a real estate agent or a broker, or they want to wholesale, or they watch the video and say, I'm going to be a real estate mogul and it's not going to cost me a dime, right? So all kinds of things are out there. You got gurus, you got coaches, you got self-help people. It's the new era with social media. Tony Robbins and all those awesome people, right? They're teaching you, say, hey, follow your passions, build a business from your passions, right? Mine just comes out of experience, and all this is adapting, right? Adapt, adjust, and rock. Or you can adapt and adjust and perish. That's why we're doing this. There's no other reason. It's because it's part of the game, part of the flow, part of what we need to do to find others and help them throughout the United States and join our cause and mission to wake up, open up your eyes, and be able to say, hey, real estate is awesome. It doesn't have to be that bad, right? A lot of people think that they cannot get into it. Or they go, oh man, everybody wants money for this program and that program. Which program do I use? All the shiny objects and of everything. I don't care what it is, internet marketing to real estate investing to self-help to whatever it is. The bottom line is just going to give you some awesome information today. We're going to give you some stuff in this group and in this group only. We're going to share. Usually we only share this with mentees that are papered up. They've already paid the price of admission to come aboard, took care of the hard cost because it's a plug and play program where we set up lead gen pages and get them. It's a done with you, done for you type one-on-one mentoring program that we do for 6 months one-on-one across the United States of America with everybody and all the other states in between. Okay. We have some other programs too that are quite not ready if somebody's not ready for that. But this is the one-on-one mentoring is for people who've went into the industry and got beat up, spent $50,000 on a program. A year later, it's not working. Or they're still trying to figure out how to wholesale. Trust me, we've had mentees say that, right? And go, man, I'm still trying to learn. It's been 8 months. It's been a year. It's been a year and a half. And I still don't know how to wholesale or even know what creative real estate investing is, or just trying to figure out the business in general. And I'll tell you this, don't put the cart before the horse. Tech is great. You got to have tech. Don't get all sucked up into that because it'll take about 6 to 8 months of your life. And what it's all about is getting in and making stuff happen, right? But also, kind of like, here's a good example for you. Let's say you're running, and all of a sudden mentee wants to make a right-hand turn. I want to go this way. What's over here? And from experience, you're going to get it from me. Nothing over there. But down that hallway, go ahead. You know what you find. Most of them will go. And they'll go down that hallway and they come back and they go, hey, you're right. There's nothing there. We do. Well, don't do that again. Unless you'd like to, but I'm not gonna be here to help you with that, right? Once, twice, 3 times. Come on, you're just spinning your wheels. I'm gonna say, let's go this way, left. This way is where the money's at. This is where the deal's at. This is how we're gonna structure the deal and work your business, okay? But at the same token, we're building a foundation, okay? So we're gonna talk about sub twos, NODs. Notice the defaults. What are sub twos and what is the sub two buyout? How can you buy a house in today's market and get a 2, 3, 4% interest rate without having to buy it down and spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to bring the points down if you're doing a traditional loan or FHA or even hard money, right? Hard money, you're not going to get hard money at 2, 3, 4, 5%, even though some people say they can get it. If they can, more power to them. Awesome. Keep on doing what you're doing. Maybe share it with others or not, right? Because I know the last cycle, I didn't share anything with anybody. People would come into the office and we'd have a rule, 30 days. If you want to come and work, we'd interview you. If you're good to go, boom, let's work. If we're cutting you a check in 30 days, we're going to work with you and continue to move forward, right? If we're not cutting a check to this person within 30 days, they got to go, right? And doors locked and the secretary knows they're not allowed to come back until they're ready to really rock and roll, make us some money, right? We want to make you money. So it works. It's a reciprocal business, right? So what this is, and what I'm going to explain to you, don't worry about all the different terms and things of that nature. Just know this, that there are deals out there. And when you find a deal, I'm going to share one with you. I'm probably going to see if I can show you a property. Now, this is just something we're pulling out of the air, okay? I'm not going to share you a deal because obviously enough addresses and things of that nature. We're not papered up. We don't have NC&D in place or anything, right? So we're not going to share that type of stuff unless it's a different exclusive group and we're all papered up and we got an NC&D and agreements and all that good stuff. We know we're not going to circumvent each other. We're not going to go around you to do deals. You're not going to go around us to do deals. And with the non-disclose, we're not talking about the intricacies or the private things within that deal with other people. It's just us as a group. So very important. You're going to find that's happening. I'm seeing a trend with, oh my God, there's these people out there that are copy and pasters or wholesalers, or they say they're buyers. Yes, you have to vet them. 7 out of 10, maybe, right? 7 out of 100 buyers that you talk to are going to probably be real. The last cycle, everybody who was a buyer was a buyer. They had cash, they had a loan, they had something. Nowadays with social media and everybody getting to the business and everybody wanting to, do this, I get it, but, treat it like a business. It is a business. So you need to treat it as such. Give it the time and the dedication and set it up the way you need to set up your business and work it that way. That's just my pro tip for you. Okay. That's what I did. You should do the same and then start moving forward to execute your plan of attack because everybody's going to be a little bit different. Now, let's talk about subject to. That's a term that's thrown around all over the place. They can be subject to taxes, subject to existing financing. Some people like to take the deed and they call it Subto, where they're just, hey, there's the deed, grant deed, warranty deed, sign it, quick claim deed, and they think that's Subto and then taking over their payments. Too risky. Okay, they're not covering their butt. They're not covering their arse. They're not having those CYA letters signed and documents signed, so anything can happen. And even the way we do it, we're super secure. People sign 2 or 3 times the same thing written 3 different ways, so they know what the hell they signed. We'll sit there and go through it, so it almost feels like a full signing, like when they bought their house, 20, 30 pages long, right? And we're moving forward and explaining everything to them and with them. And at the end of the day, we're going subject to existing financing, subject to existing taxes. Whatever we write up in that addendum is what's going to happen. But this is the trend. Pre-foreclosures are happening. There's properties that are out there that are going into foreclosure, or even if it's not foreclosure, it could be a nice house in a nice area and somebody just wants to get rid of their house. I was going to say shizzle, right? They just want to get rid of their property for whatever reason. Divorce, maybe it's a job relocation. They don't want to have to manage a property in 2 different places, have 2 mortgage payments, right? Whatever, it starts off good and then it gets worse and worse and worse as time goes on. And then they come across us or other companies, and hopefully they take care of that particular client because it should be the client seller, win, win, win. Client, investor, and then us, you, or whoever's working the deal. So with Subto, we do it a little bit differently. We put properties in the trust for legal and tax purposes and all kinds of different stuff and maneuver it in a certain way. So we're protected, our investors are protected, and the seller's protected, right? But this is what's happening, a trend. For example, I'm going to go ahead and pull up this property. Okay, so here we go. So this particular property here, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Okay. Now, if you look at it, it's a property in California. Believe it or not, right? These are almost like the price of Ohio properties right now. So can you buy a property for $100,000, $200,000 in California? Sure you can, right? It's going to be a certain part of California. But it's there. It can be done. The last cycle, everybody go to the Inland Empire if you wanted some cheap, dirty property, right? I didn't even invest in Inland Empire last cycle because all there was mobile homes and a bunch of crap out there. Now look at what's happening. They blew up. They got developments everywhere. You got the Palm Desert. You got Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino. You got brand new housing. All kinds of stuff is happening. And the same thing is going to happen wherever you go, right? So you just follow the trend. Same thing with Texas. Texas is going to be super hot. It's super hot right now anyways, right? But it's even going to get better as we move forward with Subto or subject to existing financing. What the hell is that? You're probably going, what is that? What does it mean? All that means is that we're going to take the property subject to existing financing, or we're going to arbitrage that particular deal. For example, this one here. Now it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, right? Built 1930s, 1,000 square foot, decent sized lot, detached garage, which could probably turn into an ADU if we wanted to, depending on the city and the requirements, right? But the property is a notice of sale. Okay, it went notice of sale of 3/7/23. Okay, so we'll go like that. All right, so then this is what's going to happen. Okay, so this is obviously here. We're going to pull up the property, and we're going to pull it up right here, I believe. Okay, so here's a freebie. If you watch this, you can see it. Hey, it's a pre-foreclosure, 146,600, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. The estimate is 146, probably about, and remember, it's a Zestimate, so it's not accurate. We can go and take a look at the area. Let's see what happens here. Let me see if it's still here. Let me check the, okay, good. We're good there. So now we're going to go back, and we're going to check the area, okay? Let's take a little gander. So nice little pad. So obviously, as you can see, go in. It's going to need some work. Siding issues. Roof is not too bad. All right. Lawn, fence. See what's around it. Okay. They chopped down a tree. Older streets, older houses. All righty. Not bad, right? Nice little rental market or possibly first-time homeowner. Okay, but it's a pre-foreclosure. Now we need to look at, well, shit, what's the interest rate on something like this, right? Now this is how this works. Let me go ahead and go here. All right, let's take a look. So there might be notice of default. We're going to go back here and do this here. We're going to look for the actual loan. It's 104,000 negative amortization. Mortgage solutions. Let's see if there's an interest rate on here somewhere. But usually what will happen is we're either going after one of these properties or they come to us or they came through the funnel, and then we're doing what's called, we're going to use, I'll share that with you in a second. We use a lead gen form. Okay. So there's no riders or anything here. February, it's probably a 30-year loan. This was done in 2005, so it might have been a decent loan or a crazy 80-20 loan. I'm not going to get into the details of that. It possibly could have redone a loan mod of some sort, right? But the bottom line, we're going to go out of here real quick and get back to this. And let's get back to the property at hand right here. Okay, so obviously this property's in pre-foreclosure. So they had a loan, the balance and all that good stuff. So usually what we'll use to get the information is that we're going to go right here. Make me an offer. I'm going to share this instead. This is what we call a lead gen form, right? So when somebody comes aboard and works with us as a mentee and they come aboard, we build out what's called a micro lead gen page. And they'll either will fill that out in the comfort of their own home, or 80% of the time, 90% of the time, it's going to be you, us, or a mentee is going to make that phone call. We're going to make sure that we call and we use the art of the deal and we use the script, because this acts as a script, but you have to do some role play to understand how to get a seller to tell you everything from now until birth, right? It is an art. It's called the art of the deal. We're going to share that with you. But if you're already good at that, or you think you are, or feel you're good, but the bottom line is that that's what we do. And we go ahead and get this information, and then we go ahead and work the deal. Okay, that's where we get all our numbers, everything from the first to the second. Is there a second? What's the interest rate? What's the payment on this? And then we can figure out if we can arbitrage it, right? Most likely, like this particular property, but there's going to be others, right, that are going to be at 2, 3, 4% interest rates, okay? And they probably had their loans in 2016, 17, 18, 19. So once those interest rates, and we find a property in pre-foreclosure, like we're working some in Northern California, here in Southern California, and they're everywhere, Texas, all the way from Florida, Ohio, Montana, Tennessee, they're there, okay? Those properties obviously are in default. Notice a default. They missed some payments. So you're going to go ahead, when you get to that point and it gets recorded, it becomes public information, okay? And then it gets recorded. So the goal is to go and find the property owner, speak with the property owner, either text, call, ringless voice message, knock on the door, direct mail, whatever it is. There's different types of methods that we use that we'll share with you as we move forward this kind of series of sharing this information inside this Facebook group, okay? But there might be some links too for an AMP Live survey. If you like what you hear and you want to get together and work with us, or you want to just get in contact, you got questions, you got deals for us, or vice versa, you want to come aboard and you go, man, I'm just tired of spinning my wheels, tired of the shiny object syndrome. I just want to learn how to find some deals, work some deals, learn the art of the deal, learn some creative wholesaling, lease options, Subto, rent to own, all that good stuff flies under the creative real estate investing umbrella. And we'll work with you for 6 months one-on-one. We'll do JVs and splits with you. We'll be on the phone calling these type of sellers and working with you to lock them up. Now, this is what Subto buyouts, basically what we're doing and what's happening, what's going to emerge and grow, which you're going to want to be prepared for, and you're going to want to start now, or you should have started yesterday, right? Don't wait. Go, hey, I'm saving my money. I'm going to get into this later on when the market shifts, and get in when everybody's getting out and get out when everybody gets in. Kind of sort of how it works, right? But we've always stay in it. Just keep on rocking all the way through it. Subto buyouts. Here we go. So you got a pre-foreclosure. Let's say it's worth $300,000. $300,000, and maybe it's worth $600,000. Now they owe $300,000, but then there may be $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 behind in back payments, right? So we got to get those back payments to reinstate the loan. Okay. Well, first you got to negotiate, but I'm not going to get all the details of negotiating things of that nature. The bottom line is we got a property. Even this example, let's say it's this property. 150, it's probably worth 270, 280, right? Now let's say this loan is down to $100,000, $100,000 loan, but they got it, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and the interest rate is going to be whatever it is. If it's in 2006 or 7, it's probably going to be 7-8%, so about close to what it is now. We want those properties that are 2, 3, and 4%. You can't get a hard money loan for 2, 3, 4%. You can't even get a traditional loan with 2, 3, 4% right now because loans are at, don't quote me on this, haven't checked it out, haven't looked. I'd have to ask my lender, and it's probably 5, 6% or something like that. So the bottom line is you gotta get a hold of that property, and then we're going to negotiate it, and we're going to offer to cash them out. We're going to offer to reinstate the loan. That's part of their equity. If it's about $60,000, let's say even on this one, maybe it's $50,000 behind in back payments. That's $50,000 of their equity that we're going to pay and bring current, so they don't go to foreclosure and have a foreclosure on the record and can't buy anything for 2 or 3 years, right? It's going to suck for them, and their credit's going to go to shit. Now, if we reinstate, take over the loan, fix it, flip it, buy and hold, or flip it, and give them money to move on to help them out, then they're going to start getting credit card offers in the next 7, 8, 9, 10 months. Their life is going to change. That is the awesome part of what we do. That's why I am still here after 2 decades of doing this and rocking and rolling throughout the United States, through the ups and the downs and the blood and the sweat and the tears that sometimes you have to go through as a business owner, entrepreneur, or someone who has a cause and mission like myself and my company and what we do, along with others across the United States of America. You truly have to have a passion for this. You have to be obsessed to do what I do. Doesn't mean you have to do what I do unless you aspire to, and hopefully maybe I do inspire you. Maybe I inspire you in some way to say, look, I want to do this. If this guy can do it, I can do it. And I like his attitude, and I just love, so there's something about him. I don't know. Or not. Or maybe you say, I don't like this guy. Or maybe he's too straightforward, or, is all PS. I've been called names before, I get it, right? I'm not going to get into that, right? I always say, hey, I'll say a prayer for you. God bless you. Keep on rocking. And then it's like water, just falls right off my back. And this, hey, you get up, you move on. Sometimes it stings a little bit when you're trying to help somebody and something happens and they just don't appreciate it, but they're sitting there going, oh, thank you, God. Thank you. Amen. God bless you, and all this stuff, right? And using those terms, shame on them for doing that. Because at the end of the day, it's all BS. And sometimes our BS meters, right, are not working, or something happens, or we just say, hey, let's roll the dice and give them a shot. That's what this is about, right? I'm sharing. I'm even doing this. I'm sharing this stuff without charging at the end of the day. And we're probably going, well, what does this all mean? Charging, what's the value? Well, you'll figure out the value when you get to that point if you keep on rocking and rolling, right? The value of what I'm sharing with you is something that nobody can take away from you. Only you, at the end of the day, have the authority to share it in your own mind because it's the only thing you have control over. But think about this. You find a property, even if you just want to find a property for your family or for your other family members, or to buy properties, and you're going, man, I want to use OPM, other people's money. I want to use leverage. I want to get into this property for 100%. Can you? 100% with none of your money? Can you get in for $10 or $100 to control it? Sure you can. So you're going to find a property using this right here, right? You don't have to use this, but what I'm saying, this is what we do. I'll go through it real quick. You take a look really quickly, right? We're getting all the information about the property, square footage, cost, what's on the first, what's on the second, payment. Is there private mortgage insurance? Are you behind? Are you behind in any taxes? Then we set the stage for our 3 magical questions here. Would you sell your home for what you owe on it? Yes, no, need more information. Would you be willing to receive any of your equity, if applicable, in the form of monthly payments? Yes, no, or need more information. Would you be willing to sell your house by allowance, take over your monthly payments? Yes, no, or need more information. Yes, I'm going a little fast here because it's already 6:23. We're going to lock this up in about 7 minutes. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 meaning no hurry, 5 don't have much time, and 10 need to sell now. If it's a 5 and under, great for an agent, broker, perfect. If it's 5 and over, great for a real estate investor, wholesaler, buy and hold investor, fix and flipper, doesn't matter, right? So we have a second one. We'll go ahead and share this one with you too. And this one's just asking one piece of information at a time, which is awesome. Kind of like an app, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to move over here and share how we get into the front door. That's by our national brand. And our mentees come aboard. They get to piggyback on that national brand to be able to get into the door with a little bit of role play. We buy houses, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you as well. Our mentoring program. You can go to amplive.net, and take a look at what's going on down there. This will be housed and put together and either be chopped up and monetized, but it's being streamed just in this group, okay? And it's going to stay in here, and we'll probably put this into some other training, our training, our mentoring program, and things of that nature. But let me share that property with you, okay? So we're going to go back to that property. Go with the tab, and we'll share the property with you. This one here, okay? So let's say, and yes, you can find this is like under $200,000, $107,000, right? The loan is probably down to $50,000 or $60,000, $70,000. Okay. And they're obviously, if they're behind on payments, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, depends on what it is. The goal is to make up them back payments, reinstate the loan, take over the property, put the property into trust for legal and tax purposes, buy it subject to existing financing, put some money into it to repair it. Obviously, you can see it's going to need some repairs. We have not seen the inside, so I'm going to assume the inside needs some work too. So put the money into it as long as the numbers work out. That's where we show everybody how to underwrite. We're going to get into this probably on Saturday and next week. We'll talk about how to find these deals, mindset, due diligence, breaking down the deals, underwriting these deals, not just with the 70 cents on the dollar. All right, 70 cents on the dollar minus repairs. If you can get it, awesome. Then you should yourself. You should, or bring it to us and we'll fix it and flip it together. Now, anything over 78, 75, 80 cents on the dollar, sub 2. Okay, so you're not stuck in that one trick pony box where you're going, it has to be that. But if you look at it, most deals that investors want, hey, I need to make a minimum of $50,000. Okay, well, you can go higher than 70 cents on the dollar minus repairs because the numbers pan out. Or percentage, 10, 15, 20, 25% or more. Hey, if it pans out, now if it's probably 20 to 30%, yeah, you're going to be at 70 cents minus repairs, 60, 65 cents minus repairs, right? So then you're really looking at 40 and 50%, 50 cents on the dollar. Looking for the unicorns. Again, you should probably keep them or come to us and we'll fix them and flip them together or we'll cash you out on those deals, okay? So on a particular deal like this, how do we do a sub 2 cash buyout? We talk to the seller. We lock it all up. We tell them we're going to give them some money so they can move on. We're going to cut them a check, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over so you can see my mug. All right. And we'll close that out. And there we go. All right. Cool. All right. So at that particular property, the property, let's say it was that property, any property. Say it's 3.75% interest rate. Okay. You can't get that interest rate. But if you can lock up the property, buy it subject to existing financing, give the seller some money to leave and leave the house in a broom swept condition, they're going to sign a waiver so they can go, pro tip, so they can sign a waiver and go, hey, leave whatever you want. Leave whatever trash and crazy stuff you got in the house that you do not want. And we're going to throw it away or donate it to charity. Okay. We don't want any liabilities. And then we're going to go ahead and have contractors go in. We're going to do the demo. We do it in 4 phases. Unless you're going to keep it, even if you keep it, you still want to do demo in 4 phase. You want to do a 4-phase rehab. You do the demo, get it all lined out, then start getting the house prepped, and then start putting in all the things you need: the kitchen, the bathrooms, the molding, and all that good stuff. And then the 4th phase is cleaning it all up and getting it prepared and staged for retail sale or for a tenant or Airbnb or assisted living, sober living, autism house, whatever it may be. Okay. That's the goal here, right? But can you imagine if you have the house at 3.75% interest rate, right? The payment's not going to be too bad. So you can cash flow it. And if you can cash flow it, that's awesome. And if you cash flow it with one of those other types of exit strategies, that's even better. Instead of getting $3,000 or $4,000 a month, maybe you'll get 10 or 15 if you do some of those other strategies I just talked to you about, just discussed right now, right? So, and if you really wanted to, you can turn around and just resell it. Hey, I want to sell this property. It's got a 3.75 interest rate. I'm going to go ahead and sell it to someone else, and I'm going to carry the papers, what they call a wrap of some sort, right? Use the AITD, all-inclusive deed of trust. You can still do a Subto, and then do the wrap and go ahead and move forward and go, you know what, 3.75%. I will sell this house to you. I just need 20% down. You take 20% down, and I'll carry for you, and I'm going to carry at 5.99%. 5.875% minus 3.875. They got 3, 4, 5, 2%, right? You're going to get a 2% arbitrage on top of that. So every time they're making their payment, right, payment goes to the bank and a little piece goes to you. Okay. And then you're carrying for them. Okay. You're carrying the paper. You either do a lease option or do a seller finance of some sort. So depending on what's going to happen and how much money they put down, then you would go ahead and go, hey, you're good to go. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. Probably anywhere from 2 to 3 years or 2 to 5. I'd go maybe 2 to 3. Let them do their thing. Then they can refi out at a price that's going to be higher because you're going to sell that property either at retail or a little bit above retail if you're doing some type of seller finance or rent to own of some sort, right? If it's a seller finance, a true seller finance, then you're going to charge them that interest rate. You're going to make the spread between the interest rate, right? And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to have the equity that's built in because you've already bought it. Let's say you bought it at 300, it's worth 650. And then in 2 years, it's going to be maybe worth 700, 750. If the market shifts and adjusts, it's okay. You still got equity in it. Or even if something, God forbid, something crazy happens and the market really shifts and equity drops, you still have that arbitrage, right? You can still keep it rocking. You can still get that 2% every month, like an annuity, right? Payment goes to the bank and a payment because it's going to go to you. It's going to go to your company. You're going to be the trustee and beneficiary of the property. So when you do that, you're going to make those payments and you're managing the property. So it's awesome stuff that's going on that you can do with these arbitrages that are happening across the United States of America. Doesn't matter where it's at. You just got to understand how to structure the deals so you're protected, the seller's protected, the investors are protected, and everybody's protected, and you're doing it correctly. That's something, if you're interested in doing that and you want to learn how to do it right, click the link down below. It's an AMP Live survey. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, we'll work together. And hey, I always knock on wood, we'll work together for the next couple of cycles because the new cycle is emerging, and we're going to get into more foreclosures. Then we're going to get into short sales. And then we're going to get into REOs. And then the market's going to flatten out and bottom out. And if you got dollars, gobble up, gobble up, gobble up, gobble up as much as you fucking excuse my French, you can fucking get, because that's going to be your legacy. Okay, that's the crystal ball. That is my what's the word you want to use? What's the word you want to use? My prediction. Okay, it's the most likely a certainty at the end of the day. So stack your money and do it. Do it now. Get in now. Start stacking up your properties, or just, hey, you want something more than just a wholesale to build up your bank. But these deals are going to come across, and at least you're going to know what to do with them. If you have questions, post them in the group. Send some NODs down into the group. If you have questions about NODs, or that doesn't even have to be NOD. It could be probate. It could be for sale by owner. It could be a vacant property. It could be anything. If there is a loan on it that's 2-3%, we can work it. If there is no loan, then that's just seller finance. Not a big deal. Or go buy it cash and fix and flip it, okay? But I'm just telling you, if you do enough of these, you stack them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keep on rolling, and do this for the next 5 to 7 years, think about it, okay? Think about what it can do for you and your family, okay? At the end of the day, this is what we're doing, and we're going to share it with you. That's just one method. Remember, it's creative real estate investing. There's an umbrella. There you can do this with. These are coming up. It's a Subto buyouts, arbitrage the interest rate. You can do Subto even if the interest rate's not that great. You can still Subto it so you can get in and buy more properties with less money. Like I always say, give us $1 million in California, we'll buy 8 to 10 properties using leverage, OPM, other people's money. At the same token, if you don't want to do any of that, that's cool too. You just want to write a check and get a check back. Let's talk, let's chat, PM. Someone will get in touch with me and you. We'll put us together and we'll talk and chat. If you're in California, Northern California, let's meet or let's chat like this. Anywhere in the United States, same thing. That's why we have these lovely devices nowadays and everybody can compete. It's kind of an even playing field to a degree. The ones with experience will rock. The ones that don't have the experience got to figure it out or find people to work with. This is what we're doing. That's why we're offering what we're offering. But we always got to keep it selective. We always got to be, selective in who we work with when it's one-on-one mentoring. If it's going to be like a 90-day coaching or 30-day challenge, yeah, you can have a pulse and we'll work with you because you're going to be getting do-it-yourself type stuff, videos, PDFs with some interactive, mentoring and coaching in between that. But this is for the one-on-one, and you want to get into real estate, or you're already in it and got beat up a little bit, because a lot of the conversations we had today, when people got in, got out, got in, got out, or they pivoted and go, oh, I'm doing marketing now. Oh, I'm doing this, or I'm going to do a syndication, or I'm going to move to this and that. They're all trying to pivot and move. Even everybody, the whole United States of America is pivoting right now and moving, trying to figure out what's going to happen next, right? For us, the crystal ball is this. It's always creative real estate investing, right? We're always looking for distressed properties at the end of the day. We're always looking to see how we can provide solutions to our sellers and clients, right? How can we work with our mentees throughout the United States? How can we bring on new people? So, hey, rock and roll to all the past, present, and future mentees of America, right? Get prepared. Get prepared. We're here now. It's awesome opportunity and time frame right now to be able to do this. Don't wait. Don't go, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Don't wait. Get in now. Feel free. It's an open door, okay? Like I said, we just get these, we put them in the can, and we have this content, and then we share it with people, right? So the community thing, I know I get a lot of people telling me we should do this, do that. Maybe I'm stubborn. I like the way I like it, and I like how we do our stuff, and we'll do other things if they can convince me to do that, right? And but we're like a underground real estate investment company that has one-on-one mentoring. No one does what we do in the entire world, how we do it and what we do, because it's not cost effective for other people to do. And they want that ATM money, right? And, they're just, hey, if you have a pulse, join. It's cool. We don't care. And some do, right? But they're not going to touch every single person, right? We touch every single person that comes down the wire with us, right? And in 2024, in 25, it's probably going to change, right? Or if we do the mentoring, it's going to go up. Right? The price of admission, the hard cost is what it is. It's going to double and triple and probably quadruple within the next couple of years. And I'm okay with that, right? Because then we're dealing with high-end people who really want to rock and roll and open up a business, and they're willing to pay that almost franchise type pricing and marketing, right? And having somebody who's going to work with them to actually work with them to get a business up and get those numbers rocking and rolling, okay? That's where we're going. Yes, we're opening up offices across the United States with mentees, and people want to come aboard for that. If that's you, let's talk, let's chat. Click the link down below. Let's have a conversation. But this Subto buyouts, NODs, NOTs, remember those things. Notice the default. Remember, notice the trustee sale. There could be list pendants in your area. Let me see what time it is, because I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And I'm going to be coming in and out 6:36, once 6 minutes over. Okay, so we're going to can this one up. Without further ado, I'm Eric. Welcome to Friday Highlights. Hope you have an awesome Friday. Hope you're geared up for this Friday and weekend, Saturday and Sunday. If you have any deals and you're in this group, share this group with others. If you're in this group and you want to rock and roll and you need questions or you have questions you want to ask, don't be afraid. If you don't want to have them public in there, then go to the PM. Ask us to throw a question in the PM. Someone will ask it, or they'll get in touch with me if they can't answer the question, and I will answer it. All right, we'll set up a time. If you just want to pick my brain for 30 minutes, go for it. Take advantage of it, okay? I wish I had that when I got started, right? I had to build up, and I had to have some proof in the pudding and do deals before my mentors would even work with me, right? simply because you have to bring tremendous value for people to work with you. There's a lot of people out there going, oh, everybody wants this, they want this, and they charge that. Of course, their time is valuable. Your time is valuable, right? We paid the price. I paid with blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, and I'm going to share this stuff with you. Someone has to pay the price, so nothing is ever free. Everything has a cost to it. All right, so once you value that, and remember, a mentor is priceless. My mentor was priceless. I couldn't put a price on him, but I could based on how much money I made him. But at the same token, priceless. Okay, so that's what we're offering. Check it out. You want to know more information about the Subtos and how it all works and how we can, it doesn't have to be difficult. You just got to bring it into the funnel. You want to join the AHA Protege program? Hey, we're picking up people today. 2, 3, 4, 5 people a day, picking them up. Boom, boom. Let's bring them down. Let's work with them. It's an old term called bird dogs. Get in, earn, and learn. If you can rock and roll and we're cutting you a check in 30 days, you stick around. If not, boom, you got to go bye-bye, right? Otherwise, pay the price of admission. Take care of the hard cost. Right now for spring, we got a spring awesome promo. And yes, it's even for the 6-month one-on-one mentoring program. Okay? Zero freaking down. Take care of the registration fee. One-time registration fee. Take care of that. And then a monthly payment of only $500 a month. That's it. $500 a month for the next 6 months. We have a 12-month program too. You can go 12 months, $500. That's fine too. But it's if we've done it for others, we're willing to do it for you. And we've done that in the past couple years back. So we're willing to do it again for spring, right? Spring madness, if you want to call it that. So there is no freaking excuse. Anybody can afford 500 measly bucks a month. Guarantee it. Starbucks, coffee and a bagel. How much is that? 5, 6, 7. Was that coffee? About 10, 12 bucks a day. Some people do that 7 days, right? 7 times 4 is 28. That's $280, almost $300. Some people smoke. That's $600 a month. Stop smoking, right? Stop drinking. Drink some coffee at home. Go to the store and get you some bagels, right? And then put that money into you and invest in you. At the end of the day, if you get a deal, you're going to get paid. You're going to put some money into your bank account. You're going to go out and do something you've never done before. Spend $200-300 on dinner. Go do something you've never done and pay for it and go for it, right? Then put the rest into your business. And then we'll keep on rolling with deals. We'll take, of course, as part of the program, right? If you get a juicy deal, we're going to take out the rest of the funds to go ahead and get you paid up, okay? And then we continue to do deals. There's also, we got some financing too. If we don't decide to finance in-house, we'll send you off. There's egg.com and a few other ones, right? So a lot of mentees come aboard and they go get those micro loans. They get 2 little micro loans. Boom, boom, it's done. They just make a small payment every month to whoever they borrow the funds from or on a credit card, 80, 90, 120 bucks. It's cheaper than $500 a month, right? Put it on a damn card. Whoop, be done with it. Then we just want you to focus. I want you to focus just on doing deals, going after deals, and building a freaking business. We're going to build that foundation, help you build that foundation. We're going to help you build that foundation, make it solid and strong. We're going to work with you on mindset, and then we're going to work with you on due diligence and how to break down deals so we're on the same page. Then we're going to do live role play while onboarding because we still use human beings to get you onboarded. Whether building out your page and your email and graphics and all that good stuff because you're going to piggyback on the American Mentee Pro or AHA, Americans Help Americans website, national brand. And then when we start getting up and rolling, you start doing deals and putting money back into your business. Then you start building out your brand. Start building out your site. So you have to reinvent the wheel. If it's a good match and you're saying, hey, can I partner up with you guys and open an office up in Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio, Florida? We'll discuss it. If it's a good fit, yeah, don't have to reinvent the wheel. We got a licensing program for you. We can rock and roll that just as long as you've been in the business for a couple years. So there's some things that we can do. Hopefully this is an delightful training. But, I wanted to share that property with you, and kind of show you what can be done, where these properties are at. Especially it can be done in Texas is awesome. If you can get some stuff down in Texas, want to talk with you. Any other state up and down the United States of America. I'm Eric. I've been your host for Friday Highlights and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. One of the founders of AHA, Americans Helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. And Amp Live, the American Mentee Program, the only program of its kind where we train and mentor you and others across the United States of America 7 days a week, if needed. I know it's crazy, it's insane, but that's what we do. We step up that way, right? We want to put a program together that's like no others, and we want to make it reciprocal because we are going to do deals with you. We're going to do fix and flips and buy and holds and bird dog deals, wholesale deals. First couple of deals, 90% of it's going to be the work that we put in because we're actually going to get on the phone and negotiate stuff. It's nobody does this, okay? So we're not turning you into a bird dog unless you want to be a bird dog. Not turning you into a wholesaler unless you want to be a wholesaler. We're not turning you into a fix and flip and buy and hold unless that's what you want to do. Heck, you want to go after apartment buildings, we'll do that too. We'll go after whatever it is because once you build the foundation, creative real estate investing plugs into all of it. But you have to understand the concepts first. And it doesn't matter what it is. You got 20 years experience on my side. You got another 20 years experience on the lending and real estate side with my lovely wife, right? Who is my business partner on those type of deals as a mortgage company and real estate and traditional. If you got a license, you want to hang it, give us a holler, talk. I'll put you in touch with them, okay? They live in the real estate box. I live outside that real estate box, and that's what I do. That's my jam, and that's my expertise. I'm a creative real estate investing expert, speaker, coach, and mentor. Your mentor, hopefully, right? So click the link down below. Let's chat, let's talk, let's rock. Without further ado, rock and roll in all that you do. God bless you. Made in America. Let's rock and roll. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.